Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the brand new 2018 Netflix comedy starring Adam Sandler, The Week Of. Another one of his Netflix comedy movies from his 6-picture deal, I believe. Is this the fourth one? I think it's the fourth movie that he's done. And I think it's fair to say that Adam Sandler these days is a fairly diverse figure in the world of movies. Yes, he's made some stinkers in the last 10 years, but from my perspective, I know there's talent there with Adam Sandler. He's proven it over the years, and I am a big fan of an awful lot of his movies, to the point where I even did a top 10 list a few weeks ago of my top 10 favourite Adam Sandler movies, which, if you want to check out, is on the channel. Would The Week Of have made it into that top 10 list? Sadly, no. But that's not to say that I think this is a bad movie, because I don't think it's a bad movie. I actually think it's a nice change of pace for Adam Sandler, this movie. And I knew nothing. I'd not even seen a trailer of this movie. I knew nothing about this movie going in. I just knew it starred Adam Sandler, and it had a multitude of his usual returning cast members like Chris Rock and Steve Buscemi, etc. And what this movie is about is basically, it is the week of his daughter's wedding. And he is a fairly humble, normal father. He's got a reasonably decent job. He fits out hotels, like 2-star hotels. He's got a big family, very, very loving. Him and his wife constantly shout at each other, but only do it in private upstairs so the kids can't see them, even though they can hear every word, which I thought was really amazing and funny. And he's trying his best to make this wedding work for his daughter, but he doesn't have a lot of money. So everything's like 2-star, basically. The wedding's going to be held in this hotel that's 2-star. Everything's getting magicians, DJs. It's all a bit, However, Chris Rock is the father of the groom-to-be, and he's a very successful heart surgeon in Los Angeles who has got quite a lot of money. And he arrives for the wedding, as does everybody else associated to the family. It reminded me a little bit of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. When all the family turns up and they just fit them where they can in the house. Well, imagine that, but times it by 10 with this movie, because literally everybody turns up. And there's constant problems at the hotel. So they all have to go and live at Adam Sandler's house for this week leading up to the wedding. And it's cramped and everyone's getting on each other's nerves. There's some funny moments. So it reminded me a little bit of that in regards to the National Lampoon's movie. And poor Adam Sandler's character, the father, you could see he's this close to absolutely losing his mind. He's on the brink of a nervous breakdown throughout this whole last week. He never loses his temper with anybody, apart from his wife occasionally. And he plays a really nice character, something different for Adam Sandler. And I thought he played the part really, really well. So I can't complain about Adam Sandler's performance here. I quite enjoyed it. Thought it was quite a simple performance, quite charming, funny, but not in a belly laugh way, in a chuckly way. And that is the best thing I can say about this movie in general. It's an easy watch. There are some amusing moments in it. It's got a lot of charm and a lot of heart, this movie, I'll give it that. There are some genuine heartstring moments in this movie and I always think, no matter how bad a movie is or isn't, if in a movie it can push you on the verge of some kind of emotion, and in this movie there are a couple of almost tearjerker moments. It was like tender father and daughter moments, things like them, family moments. If a film can do that and pull on some emotional string in you, then it has to be doing something right. And I felt this movie did this more than once to me watching the movie. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't in floods of tears or anything. It wasn't that kind of tearjerker. But it was one of those movies that made you feel good, and it pulled on the right emotional strings when it needed to. It's not belly laugh out loud moments. They throw a couple of stupid ideas in there that just don't work. I mean, there's a scene where Adam Sandler dresses in drag and pretends to be this long lost relative singing at the wedding, and it just didn't work. It fell completely flat for me. And there's many of these moments in this movie that I think if it wasn't for them, I think this movie would be, I'd score it probably a little bit higher. But they're throwing a lot of things in here that maybe they thought would add to the humour, but it didn't feel natural. It wasn't that kind of movie that needed any kind of slapstick. They do a couple of slapstick things with the aging uncle who they pretend was in World War II and he ain't got any legs, and about half what they do with him works and another half of it falls flat badly. So there are some hits with this movie in regards to the chuckles and laughs. There's a lot of misses too, and I suspect, I don't know if it was Adam Sandler writing some stuff and throwing it in, but a lot of it didn't work. And you'll know what I mean if you watch this movie. There's some things in it you just think that don't fit, that don't work. So I have to say, this nowhere is one of his worst, Adam Sandler, not by a long shot. I actually think it's quite a reserved, charming comedy that does have some genuine emotional moments, some genuine chuckles, and it has a lot of charm and heart. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not memorable and it's not standout, but it's not offensive either. So I think this might be worth a watch. If you're looking for a quite easy to watch, gentle comedy with some nice moments in it, I think you could do far worse than this. So there you go, The Week Of, starring Adam Sandler. Thank you very much for watching.